What's up guys, welcome back to another 250 build video. So straight rhythm is only like, I don't know, 10 days away from right now, so we're closing in on it real quick. And it's been kind of hectic. Every time we work on this thing, we find a new thing that we need to order or something we need to do a little bit of research on, and it's definitely taken a lot longer than we were planning. I was hoping to have ridden it by now, but with the way that my shoulder is going and slowly getting back into riding, it's almost a good thing that it's taking a little longer, but left it up to the last minute, but it's all good. We're gonna be riding this thing next week, hopefully, and then go line up on it in the following weekend, so should be good. But yeah, the last video that I posted on my channel, we got the engine in, obviously, a couple videos ago, but then we ended up buttoning this thing up with some plastics and getting the rear subframe on. We finally got our swing arm pivot, which is the final, also engine hanger, I guess you could call it, that we needed to slide in there and then get the back end of the bike on. We kind of got hung up there because we hadn't got the shock done yet, but I dropped that off to KYB, and here it is right here. So this is like I had mentioned in the past video, this was a factory shock from back in the day for this chassis. So the KYB ones are very hard to come by. They got these rivs, kind of, I don't know if they're cooling fins or whatever, but kind of a significant feature there on the shock body. So that's how you can kind of tell them apart from other ones. But this is up-to-date spring, as well as you know, the cap down here to hold it on. And we clearanced it on a different bike, fits good, so should be able to bolt this thing right on. That's what we're gonna get into today, as well as W hooking me up with these sweet wheels. I'm very excited about these. This time we went with a kite hub and black DID rim with black spokes, black nipples. On the 450L, we went with Talon, but I wanted to do this kite hub mainly because of the color. I really wanted this color to match the upper fork tubes and a few other little bronze pieces on the bike, but these things turned out insane. So we'll throw these on at some point today, as well as the shock. And Mikey's actually busy today at work, so I asked my buddy Tommy from the factory Honda team to come over and help me button this thing up. And then it's actually gonna go with him to Honda to get dyno to make sure the jetting's all good and the motor holds up, and yeah, make sure we got some good numbers to run the straight with them. I know I've heard some stories about guys cheating in the past with running some 300s, but we're gonna be honest with our 250cc and try and line up and do as best we can. I think this is gonna be a very competitive bike, and hopefully I can be just as competitive as it is. But yeah, stoked to have Tommy come over, help me out a little bit. And I'm very thankful for the guys at Honda for, you know, making sure this thing's race ready, because I don't know, just having to line up on it and actually compete on it, I do trust my work, but I don't fully trust it. So having my mechanics that I've had, you know, work on my bikes for the past 5-10 years, kind of go over everything and make sure everything's sound is definitely important to me. So we'll get into some work here in a little bit as soon as Tommy shows up, and then yeah, follow along with some updates as we go. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, you can see we have the red Cycler front end on this thing. After I had a meeting with Troy Lee and a certain someone who you're gonna be seeing, like, I don't know, I don't wanna give away too much, but I got inspired after a little meeting I had with Troy Lee, and this is actually gonna come off, and we're gonna be putting a different front end on it, which I'm picking up tomorrow. So same fork, same everything else, just by front end I mean number plate and front fender and fork guards. So color change up will come. The graphics are really gonna tie everything in, so we just finalized those, and yeah, in the next week you'll definitely be seeing some changes to this thing, and start to get a feel for the style that we're going for. And just wait for an announcement, and I can kind of touch more on who I met with and why we decided to change the front end. But till then, yeah, we'll get to working on this thing just here in a little bit. All right, the shock's in. Thomas, you want to say anything about the shock?
It's pretty sweet. You did a good job.
Yeah, so this is just updated spring. He updated the internals also, but yeah, it should match the front end pretty good. We're definitely gonna have to do some testing next week, so definitely have to stay tuned for that. All right, so we got our shock all installed. Fit pretty good. We had to clearance just a little bit with a file, but no biggie. And then we got our back wheel on, which thing looks sweet. We got the Works connection. What are these things called? What are these things called again? Chain blocks. And then Tommy was able to dial in the parts that we weren't able to do with the master cylinder and the caliper. So we got the brakes all built up. as well as got the blue hardware from Moto Stuff, and the brake lines, kind of gonna tie it in with the blue radiator hoses. And yeah, these wheels turned out sweet though. We're about to mount up the front one, so yeah, I'll just keep filming then.
This turned out nice.
Yeah, this turned out sick. So yeah, we just got to finish up the front brake caliper, run the line, and throw on the front brake. Mike, you got your narc shades. But closing in, obviously we had to take the subframe off, put it on the shock, so we got to throw that back on. We also got a couple pipes to sample and test out on this engine from Pro Circuit as well.
Scratch bright again.
Oh yeah, I got to clean it up a little bit better. But we have this one to try, that one to test, and then we also have the carbon silencer. Pretty stoked on this stuff, so it's gonna look really sweet on the bike. But
thanks Mitch and Lars.
yeah, thanks Mitch and Lars. We love you guys. But yeah, we'll just keep working and update you guys in a little bit. All right, so we got the front brake assembly all dialed in. We went with the Moto Stuff caliper and hanger focus. And again, with the blue banjo and blue hardware with the line. And then I can't find my front brake, so we're gonna have to order a new one of those and get it blacked out, but it might be in a parts box with Mikey, so check into that and more blue hardware. I also went through all the ignition stuff. I thought I had ran it right on this left side over here, but ended up looking at some reference photos, and it definitely wraps around on this side and was a lot more relaxed. Kind of slacked out going to the ECU up here in the front. Reran all those wires, make sure everything clears when you turn, and just kind of button everything up. And then we went ahead, since the shock's on, put the subframe back on, which is starting to look like a bike almost. And Tommy's over here putting on the carbon PC silencer, and then we'll put on the pipe. Get a shot of this. Thing looks so sick.
Straps off.
Straps off?
Yeah, it took the strap off the stand.
Oh yeah, straps off the stand. It's sitting on the stand all by itself now. It's a big moment for us. All right, so it's officially standing all by itself. It's kind of a big moment for us. But Tommy's going over all the torque specs and torque and all the engine stuff and linkage stuff. We already went over the clamps. Yeah, I don't know what else we're gonna get into tonight, but I'll keep you updated as we go. But kind of bummed about throwing a number plate on this thing so hide this pretty carbon pipe, but oh well.
We put the head pipe on too.
Oh yeah, I don't know, did we film that? Oh, I guess we didn't film that. Yeah, we put the pipe on. We're running this one for now. Like I said, we gotta test the other one, but yeah, so dyno day should be later this week. I'm not gonna film it because I'm not gonna be there, but we'll get some more input on jetting and all that other fun stuff. All right, so that's pretty much all we're gonna do today. We got the tank back on and just kind of going over some more torque specs and I don't know.
Making sure these guys got everything tight.
Yeah, but Tommy doesn't trust me and Mikey's work, so he's going over everything for us. But we're gonna send this thing off to Honda to get completely finished. The reason we don't have the shrouds on or anything is because Mikey has the radiators, so he's gonna get those tomorrow, throw them on, and then they're gonna dyno it for me. So should be dialed after that. We'll know a lot more about all the numbers and all that stuff. I'm gonna send Tommy home with all these remaining parts, and yeah, hopefully he can dial it in for me. But if you don't already, subscribe to this channel as well as mine. Follow me and BTO on Instagram. We're gonna be posting a lot more info next week, and I should have kind of the surprise as like who I'm, I guess, riding as next week. I don't want to give away too much, but anyways, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Aside from my soul,